Okay, Ryan, this is really the first big week of travel for these guys. They're not going to come back home to play a home match until September 13th. You know, that's pretty much 3 weeks on the road. Yeah. You're going to be a big component of their health, their recovery. What are you doing as the high performance coach to make sure that they're ready for this road stretch?
So we've got a lot that's happened already. Post game, we typically do some conditioning. We decided to lay off of that to give the guys as much rest as possible. Here we are Monday, 2 days after the game. We just took the guys to a little bit of a regen session. Typically we'd be in the gym. We might load up a little bit more if we were staying home. Sleep in your own bed kind of things. But we did 30 minutes of a little light work, some running just to get the body moving. And then what we do is we're going to take into consideration a lot of things. Some things is that most people wouldn't think about, but we're going to let the guys take a later flight so they can sleep in later before we travel and go get in a session in the new city that we travel to. We do simple things like that. We will do some regen sessions in the hotel, depending on the access to many things. So there are a lot of things that go into place. Obviously talking to the boys about getting enough sleep and the nutrition, the normal things. But like I said, some of the things a lot of people might not think about.
Yeah, and we talked to Noah and after the game, and he actually said, you know, our recovery starts right now and the cool down. You just mentioned it, how you're doing a lot of things that are in your control, but there are a lot of things that you have to rely on the guys to make sure that they're doing properly. So for kind of our young athletes out there, what are kind of the 1 or 2 things in a bullet pointed list that you tell the guys to prepare for when they're about to travel? You know, is it make sure you ice beforehand? Is it make sure you just get good sleep? Is it eating a certain thing? What are those things that really help performance?
You know, like you said, I'm not with them, the staff, we're not with them all the time. But the biggest thing that they can do, it is sleep. Sleep is the #1 thing that they can do. So like I said, we're providing opportunities for them. For young kids with school right now, you might not be going every day. So it should be a little bit easier to kind of find a little more time to get some sleep in, some things like that. The nutrition aspect is huge. It's for these guys, they need to usually eat more because of the nature of calorie burning during games and conditions like that. They've got to replenish. So we're making sure that we're providing the proper foods for them to eat when we're on the road. And then when they have a chance to go get some food in the airport or something, make good decisions there as well. Sure.
So we just caught you out here doing the regen sesh. Walk us through a little bit of what a regeneration session looks like with you.
Yeah, so we don't shy away from just completely doing nothing. Okay, we had a passive day of rest yesterday, and then today is kind of active. So we use bands instead of weights because there's different accommodating resistance. So a band, you're not going to have the same resistance at the end of the movement than you will at the beginning. Different things of that nature. We're always working on trunk stability, and it's a total body workout. We're not focused on one thing. And then in terms of our conditioning work, very, very light. What we did is we did a 5-yard sprint and we finished out another 115 yards, nice easy jog. We keep that sprint in there so we can make sure the hamstrings are resilient so they still have the power to produce, but we're not wearing them out. Everything from the beginning of the session with the warm up to the last run was 29 minutes. So it's perfect.